This computer.
The witch.
The witch is summoned. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a critically average adventure, and welcome to part 2 of our Vaesen adventure that we are going to play. We played last night, and our circle of members of the society had made it from their home manor, this ramshackle Linden Manor in the town of Theakston, to Leeming Bar, just slightly north of their home for now, while they are becoming members and working with the society. They had got off, they had travelled by train, got off from the train station, and were advised that the place had gone very much downhill. They had explored 2 locations. They had explored the Corner House pub, and they had also explored they'd explored one part of the mayor's apartments, which also includes a library and a constable's office. They had, with their amazing searching, found some of the constable's records in the main reception, actually, of that place. They had then found the town's mayor, whereas everybody else they had found had been fawning over golden items. They found a homeless gentleman, and he had a cane. They found a chef who had got the most beautiful bejeweled knife. They had seen a woman who was hanging off the arm of a rather bejeweled gentleman. And they had then followed the mayor, who had been powered by a snuff of powdered staghorn, towards an area of the town called the Pawslands. And on the way there, an encounter happened where they saw a piece of paper moving very rhythmically, and our Ingrid Mork here had... Oh, do you want to do your screen name, please?
Oh, yeah.
Ingrid Mork here had caught beneath the pot a Vaesen and wrestled them to the ground. Then Alina had held them down, but then the town mayor, after seeing a Vaesen for the first time, had a fear response. Now, in Vaesen, there are 4 fear responses. There are flee, freeze, faint, and attack. And I rolled for it, and he went for attack. So he pulled out a fence post and charged towards, and was going to stab probably through the Vaesen into Alina, but was neatly deflected by Ingrid Mork with a double success with a cooking pot in the face. So that's where and then eventually our Vaesen had tried to make a deal with Alina. Alina had refused the deal, and our Vaesen had dissipated. And you'd seen just part of the spirit kind of drift away in the direction of the Pawsland. Now, you guys didn't really see that, but you kind of, Alina would have felt the kind of physical form like drift away, and then you kind of be hugging yourself. That's where we come in. We're on the street. You're laying on your back, Alina, having held down this kind of rampaging mad Vaesen. You're standing there with a blooded cooking pot. The mayor is moaning incoherently, laying on his back, broken nose, teeth not where teeth should be. What would you like to do?
No teeth where teeth should be.
Yeah. There's like a dental holiday going on in his double jaw.
Oh, that sounds.
They are
great.
Vacationing elsewhere. The back of his throat.
Yeah.
Is the mayor coming right? Is the mayor conscious now?
He is. This has only been a couple of minutes. Like, he is like trying to speak, but blooded mouth and blooded nose, and like bruising starting to swell around his face at the flat bottom of this pot into.
Okay. I'll go up to the mayor and I'll start. I'll check his injuries first of all and just make sure he's not actually choking on anything while he's lying here.
Yes, this is a basic kind of thing. But I will make you make a medicine roll to see if you can assess the extent and what you would need to do following. Oh, I see.
2 successes.
Oh, marvelous! Yeah. You think there might be some remnant in his mouth? You kind of reach in and pull out those chipped teeth, roll him onto his side recovery position type thing.
Well, as I'm doing that, I say to him that I'm afraid, Your Worship, that the whiskey and the snuff you took earlier may have acted in combination. You appear to have fallen on your face in the road. Here, allow me to give you something for the pain, and I'll give him a couple of more drops of laudanum on top of the laudanum I also gave him earlier in the office.
Mm.
Oh,
He's just,
yeah.
doctor.
Yes, I'm a doctor. That's right.
Doctor.
Yes. Here, have this.
I'm fuzzy. Very fuzzy. It's
Yes.
cold. It's cold.
Yes. Well, drinking almost an entire bottle of whiskey will do that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, yes. It probably wasn't the best. And he kind of lapses into kind of a stupor, but is seemingly not moaning in pain anymore from the face injuries he's received.
I'll prop him up against something where he's not going to get run over by a cart or anything while we're away.
Sure.
I think some fresh air would do you good. Perhaps you should lie still or sit still until you feel better. And then I'll go back to the other two.
He's like, yeah, slumped against one of the fence posts that's remaining that he hasn't pulled out in his rage to stab a Vaesen.
I've just like wiped the bottom of the cooking pot down my cloak.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I heard what Dr. Lavina said, it was just that kind of like.
Oh yeah, you're trying to get the blood on.
It's just like it wasn't me.
Yeah.
She's rather confused because 1 minute she had the creature and the other one it's not here. So she looked at Ingrid like puzzled, like what just happened, dear? Ingrid, I'm talking to you.
What happened?
That's all I did. Just
Yes, dear, I know, but what was it?
You did learn last night.
no.
Perhaps if we walk a little way in that direction, the mayor can recover quietly while we have this little chat.
I'll just start walking where the mist.
Mm-hmm. In the direction of the mist.
Yeah. That's
You head along the street. Can someone roll me? I'm going to say Celia roll me. Oh, whoever's got a D20 handy. Bean rolled it last night, so let's see if someone else has got a D20. You got a D20, Celia, or Neil?
I mean, I rolled the last session, so
Oh, Neil,
you
if you
can
could
have
roll-
it.
go on,
I can have. Hold on.
Because yeah, both of you rolled for the encounters.
Little known fact, but you're never more than 10 feet away from a D20.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Nerds are abound. 17. Just in the place you least expect, you might find a nerd. 17, you say?
Yes.
You walk towards the pause lands, and you see the kind of detritus around everywhere, the overflowing bins. You come to a post box that is spilling its mail out of it. The place is just a wreck. It's really, really gross. But you notice, Doctor, out of the corner of your eye, something not that you wouldn't expect in a place like this. Vermin are abound when there is filth and rubbish and general decay. But there is a mouse. And the mouse eyes you peculiarly. It sits on its haunches, kind of tucked away, like it's trying to remain hidden and trying to. It's like eyeing you.
Okay.
Let's go
Um,
to the pool.
Okay. Is it quite close to us? Is it? Well, it's a mouse. I guess it must be, otherwise I can't see it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a little way down the street. It's kind of just like in an alleyway to the right as you kind of progressing down the street, and you can just see it. It's kind of like peering a little bit out, and it looks it doesn't look. I don't know. Something about its curiosity is.
I will keep an eye on it as we walk along. If it hasn't run away when we get level to it, I'll go and have a closer look.
Okay. Let's see what it's going to do.
Popeye, stop licking the sofa. Okay.
As you get closer, this mouse kind of just watches you go by, but shuffles a little bit back.
Irina is going to actually stop before the mouse and look at it.
Okay. What were you going to say, Irina?
Staying there might be normal, running away might be normal, backing off a little bit doesn't really sound like a mouse behavior. So yeah, if Elena hasn't already done it, then when that happened, I'd go and have a look as well.
You see a mouse, but then it kind of backs away a little bit more. Now there's two of you looking at it.
She is actually going to crouch a bit and I don't know. I don't know if we have anything to eat on us, so she's just going
rations for the day, but presume that you would find good lodging here, I imagine.
Just maybe, I don't know, a grain, a couple of grains maybe in my hand, like, want some?
It comes forward, holds it, turns the thing over, chucks it over its shoulder.
What do you want, dear? I have a couple collection here.
It then changes form.
Okay.
In front of you. This mouse grows and becomes it becomes the form of the boggart that you see before you again. It has this long hair, these like extended nails and teeth. I'd like you all to make a fear check. Now you need to roll either a logic or empathy to deal with this creature. So you can either logically fathom it out. Now you all can see it at once, and this change of thing.
Would you allow me a vigilant roll for it?
No, it is just
Straight up.
Straight up?
Yeah. And you get to add another 2 dice because you're with 2 of your compatriots as well. So
hey,
yeah,
that's 3-6.
You are not.
1.
And Lidwina?
No successes, but 4 5s. So that's great.
So you two hold firm, Elena and Ingrid. Lidwina, your sort of straightforward manner, even though you've seen them, this transformation is hideous as this kind of rat, like skin stretches and then kind of the sinews snap, and out from inside of it almost kind of rises this hairy individual. Now you must choose. You are now terrified. You must choose whether you flee, freeze, faint, or attack.
Oh, my choice. Flee, freeze.
Freeze. So your body
freeze apart from the highest pitched noise you can just about hear comes out of me.
Is it an inhale or is it an exhale?
It's hard to tell, really. It's more like a squeaking door than anything else.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. So that means your body refuses to move and you're immobile. You cannot talk or perform any actions whatsoever. It takes a successful vigilant test to spot you. You're that still. So you're kind of although you're in the open, so you'll be able to be seen. It's only if you're in the dark. So yeah, and now you must roll a d6. So we need to know how long this goes on for that you are terrified. Indicates
As soon as I hear the noise that Lavina's making, I'll just stop and turn around and look at her. I'm like,
Now that I've
Yeah,
rolled,
Elena is looking at the doctor too, like,
Is that the 6? Oh,
Yeah.
no. The dice have turned on you.
I had 7 dice. I didn't get any. I roll 1. Bang. Yeah.
The dice have turned, so you are now like doing that for like six rounds of
Yeah,
sharp
I've turned into Will Wheaton accidentally.
and the creature turns to Elena and says, "You offer me corn. Huh. Said you a penny for your thoughts. Disgusting. What a deal. What a bargain. Filthy bargain."
can I approach it with my cooking pot?
You can. It would just say, "You with that devil instrument."
Ingrid, I don't think this one lacks much the pain. Perhaps, maybe you could give it a coin.
1 second. Guy, quick. Make sure she shuts the door, Pete.
Get that out of your mouth.
Go shut the door. Thank you.
Sorry, what did you say? You'll have to repeat, Celia, because I missed it.
I was saying to Ingrid that this individual doesn't seem to like a pan very much. So she might try to give a coin.
I don't want money. I've got plenty of that.
Then what do you want?
A simple trade, my dear. So
You want my salts?
a penny for them. God.
I'm still approaching this thing with my cooking pot. I'm like, I'm going to get you.
Don't you come any closer. We don't want you trying to put me in the pot again. And it backs off in the alley slowly. It's keeping at least a zone away from you.
Remember?
It's keeping a decent away around from you, but trying to make a deal all the time, pointing at it, and just a penny for your just a thought and a fair exchange with a loo, and looks at Ingrid and is like, it looks quite intimidated by the pot.
I'll just back it up as far as I can into this alley.
Okay.
I just keep approaching it. I'm like, like a mad lady when they're trying to catch a spider or a bug or something in the house, and then that's what I'm doing with this cooking pot. I've got I imagine it's got handles on it.
Yeah, the side.
So I'm like holding it like here, so I can just about see over the top of it, and I'm like,
well, I can see we're not getting anywhere here very fast at all. I bet you're going to get plenty more deals to make.
Come on, dear. Your deal doesn't really explain anything to us, so excuse us to be vigilant.
I've got plenty more people to see. Many more deals to be made. And much more willing dealers.
I do not want to end up like those poor people with jewels. Thank you very much.
They're happy as they can ever be. And
so it was you.
And then at that point, he just, boom, and he's a pigeon. And he flies up.
I'm going to get up my pistol.
Come on.
Can I
attack against the
Can I keep my eyes on the pigeon?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Go for it. Make a ranged. See if you hit him.
range. Okay.
Wait, does my cooking pot have a lid?
Does it? You tell me.
Kind of want it to, so that I can catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon. That's showing my age, isn't it?
1-6.
One success. He will attempt to dodge.
Don't dodge it.
So
Don't dodge
he's
it.
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then,
I'm not trying
so
to kill
2
him, but
successes. He swings past out of your bullet's range, but is annoyed, and you just hear this pigeon, this voice boom from the pigeon, and it says, "Well, we're gonna have some fun with you."
You're not a very nice vessel, are you?
And yeah, the pigeon flies off over the rooftops and heads towards the pause lands.
Hi, sweetie. Hi.
Up to
Go
bed,
to bed.
Chick.
Ma-
Wait. Wait. I love you. No night, Puddin.
Go to bed. Night.
See you in the
Good.
morning. Go to bed. You're not having our snacks, they're ours.
Up.
Go.
Yeah, and the pigeon flies off towards the direction of the pause land. You think.
I've constantly got my eyes on the
Yeah,
pigeon.
until it's out of your sight.
Go, Ali.
Until it's out of your sight, and then you can no longer.
Don't laugh at the child. It encourages it.
The line of sight is dismayed. You kind of make your way out of this dead end alley, and you're back on one of the main streets. You can head sort of northeast along to the pause land, or almost directly east to the pause land. You've got the factory. You've got where haven't you been? Yeah, you've got the that's it really. You've got the the factory. That's the other place you haven't been in the pause land. You haven't been yet.
Sorry.
Am I recovered now, by the way?
Oh yeah, like after some time, your friends come around you and say it's okay. Sometimes it's well. No, actually, that'd be nice. How does Alina and Ingrid try and calm Lidwina down from this hybrid?
Elena is going to take her hand actually and try to when you caress someone's hand that is really in distress and everything, like, it's okay, darling, we're here. Look around, it's not here anymore. It is fine. It did nothing hurtful to us, okay? The gunshot was just me. Okay, so there was no danger.
The first touching of hand will get an immediate like, yeah, okay, and she'll be like back to business only.
Yeah.
At this point.
As soon as I see that she's back to normal, the powdered stag's horn comes out. And it's like,
Well, what is this?
I think it's the thing that made the
I think he wants it. 1 second. Can you hear all right with him clattering?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. Sorry. First child, now dog. It's like, oh. I don't say anything. I just keep offering you.
Yeah. Elena is just saying, I think it's the K that made the mayor go.
Okay. While Ingrid has got her hand out, I'm going to open my little medicine bag. And I'm going to take out an empty file.
Mhm.
And we've got a tiny little amount of what she's offering in the file.
Yeah.
And then I will ask how much I'm supposed to have to make this work. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's this immediate kind of extra awareness, and your eyes open up and seem to be more acutely aware. Can you roll me? I'm going to make you roll another D20 for me and see if there's anything you see.
17 again.
Roll again for me, because that's hitting the mouse again.
Oh, there it is. 11.
You see a woman walking, looking very worried down the street. She has in her hand a brolly, like an umbrella, raised like it would be a baseball bat kind of thing, ready to strike. She's very defensive, and she's looking around, and then she spies you on the other side of the street. These weird-looking group of individuals, and she's.
What? When you say do I see her like the instant I take the powder? She wasn't there before, or
No,
she just
something
just walked around the corner?
You kind of hear her before she gets there. You kind of hear these footsteps,
Yeah.
and then you're thinking, what could it be? And then it's this woman with this umbrella, and she's like stalking around. All of you would see her when she comes into the open, but you get the first kind of inkling of that with your vision, the way it's been altered, is that you can see something of a Vaesen trace near her, not on her, but near her, like she's been in the presence of a Vaesen.
Is she? How is she dressed? Does she look like wealthy or poor? Or
she is dressed very finely. She is dressed in a white blouse that's buttoned up, and then a nice sort of formal suit jacket with a single button in the center. It's kind of a deep maroon color with a skirt to match, stockings with seams, and then high heel shoes.
Okay. And she's reacting like that to us. That's it. Madam, please, one moment.
Who are you?
You need
What are
not
you
fear
doing
us.
here?
Madam, I believe that you can see something out of the ordinary which is causing you fear. Is that true?
A strange man just offered me a deal. They said a penny for my thoughts.
Ah. I'll describe who we just saw and ask if that's
That's
who.
the one. Yeah, that's it.
Oh dear. And what did you say?
He said, a penny for your thoughts, my dear. A penny for your thoughts. A simple trade is all. I didn't trust him, didn't like the look of him.
And you refused him?
But... Sorry?
You refused him?
I did. I don't want anything like that. It's not what I dream of.
I urge you to carry on refusing him should you see him again. I cannot stress enough how important it is. You have made the right decision.
You've seen it too?
Yes, we have.
What is it?
Just a moment or two ago.
What is it? What does it want? Why is it here?
We shall endeavour to find that out. However, as yet, we do not know.
I better go. I better go back.
Where was this that you saw the fellow?
I just thought I'd take a stroll, see some of what's left of the trees and stuff. Needed a break from the office.
Would that be the Vale and Mowbray office?
Yes, I work with Paul.
Do you? That's interesting. We have received some correspondence from Mr. Mowbray. Is he available to speak with?
He should be in the office. He's trying his hardest. He just can't get the orders out. There's no way he can work the factory, and he's so stressed. I'm there. I'm just doing my best for him.
I'm sure your endeavours are appreciated. I won't detain you from your labours.
Of course. Should you wish to stop by, please do. If you should like a roof over your head and a hot cup of tea or something. That thing was awfully frightful.
That's very kind. My name is Dr. Ludwina Eck.
And she reaches she crosses the road towards you and kind of lowers the brole, and she says, Penelope Scribbin.
Miss Scribbin. Delighted.
And you?
Oh, I'm Alina, my dear. And she actually take her hand and kiss her.
Shakes the hand and does the same to Ingrid. Well, yes.
No, I didn't shake. And kiss.
Oh,
Like
hand gift. Yeah, and she's thanks. I'll make my way back then. I'll put the kettle on if you should swing by.
Thank you.
Sorry. Did they introduce me? Did they say my name?
They tried to shake your hand. They went, and you? And you?
Oh. I just wanted the cooking pot. That's still got a little bit of blood on the end.
She waves the brolly in response. Very, very good. And she crosses over the road, and she does that kind of hurried walk. The skirt's quite long, so you have to do that kind of the shuffle kind of walk. And she hoiks it up a little bit, which is risky, and then actually makes her way a little bit faster along. Where are we going? Where do we intend to go now?
Oh, can I still see the pigeon?
No, the pigeon flew over buildings and outside, but it was the direction of the easterly
Ah!
in its ascent.
Ah!
Was that a knee bang? Why? What's your deal with this pigeon?
Ow.
What are you doing with this pigeon? Why are you asking about the pigeon?
Because it was a bogger.
Yeah.
So I was seeing if I
No, you don't see it anymore.
Okay.
But she's proceeded from the area of the pause land as well.
Right. So are we still heading there, or are we heading following her?
Yeah, it's your choice. You guys make choices as a group. What do you think?
honestly, with all this, so we've seen the origin of the jewel thing, but the pie part still is very much a mystery. So maybe we should try to go to the factory.
Yes, okay. It's nearby as well, isn't it? It's just
Yeah, it's literally like a block's walk maybe away from where you are now currently.
yes, I think so. And perhaps 5 minutes of sitting down with a cup of tea might clear our minds a little. Certainly might mine, I think.
There's a kind of brief sorting out, and you would walk back past the mayor.
Past the mayor. Oh yeah.
That literally only
And-
happened
and-
5
and-
minutes ago. It's like, oh.
As you do so, you actually see Penelope by his side trying to help him up. Come on, we'll get you some tea. Oh, you're awfully beaten up. Come on then. She's like this rather petite woman is trying to help this rather rotund mayor to his feet. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I just the cooking pot quickly gets put back inside my cloak.
It's you folks again. The mayor here seems to have hurt himself quite badly.
Yes, I'm afraid he fell earlier. We have given him a little something for the pain. I'm afraid he may feel a little confused in the head for a while, perhaps.
Hairy man. He kind of mumbles incoherently. Yes, there. Come along. Would you lend a hand, please? He's awfully well built.
Of course.
Well, I would help a lady for sure.
Thank you, sir. and eventually you're shuffled away along to the factory. Now the factory at the front has a red brick building, which is kind of the office looking part, the formal part. Behind it there are some corrugated metal type sheds with wooden supports that build this place up. Penelope heads for the main offices. As you stand in the front courtyard, you can see it has horse and cart, trap and cart type set up here, and there are horses attached to the carts. There are horses walking around freely. There are more of this paper that you saw earlier blowing round. It's that waxed paper again, like blowing all around the kind of courtyard in the wind and in the breeze. And then you also see there's covered over carts as well. There's some that are open back and there's some that are covered over as well. And there is a smell.
Stale pie.
From the covered over carts. And there is a humming coming from the factories.
I walk over to Elena.
Yeah.
And I just kind of tug on her sleeve a little bit.
Linguina or Lena?
Elena, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
tug on the sleeve. And then as soon as you turn around, I've got my hand out with the powder in it.
Darling, I don't. Are you sure, doctor? Is this safe?
Safe? No, it is not safe. But then, what is?
Yeah, I guess. And it's not addictive, right?
I just saw the shape of my arm on the camera there. Sorry, I'm trying to disguise my weird arms.
You take a snuff of this powder.
Like this. Like you just ask the doctor to take it safely because Elena has never touched the stuff actually.
It's along the back of the hand.
Okay, like this.
Yes.
Okay, and I just breathe it.
Yes, cover one nostril.
Okay.
Breathe in sharply through the other.
Oh dear. Isn't it quite uncomfortable? Okay.
Perhaps just a moment. I'll put my umbrella up just to form a little screen
Wind
of discretion. Oh,
Yeah.
just for discretion.
For discretion purposes.
Yeah.
And the
Oh. Thank you, dear.
and it stings and it burns, and then you have this extra awareness. At this moment, you hear the sound of 1,000 flies buzzing, burning in your ears from the set of the warehouse. You can hear their wings, you can hear their heartbeats, you can hear their proboscises dipping into meat.
That sounds disgusting. Like that's actually
Yeah.
made me feel a little bit sick.
Good. That's supposed to be horrific. It's a horror game.
I know,
We've-
we've just made it really silly though.
Yeah, you have.
Does anyone hear this?
You're
Boring
a
sound.
low level kind of maybe, but you can hear this so high. Yours is HD. This is surround sound 5.1.
Hmm.
God, you're a weird creature, you are. Look at that face.
For clarity, you're talking to the dog, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Just checking.
It's true either way.
Yeah.
What would you like to do, folks? You can see that Penelope has made their way with the mayor across the Mayor Martin Wagstaff over towards the main building.
I'm going to have a little bit more powder and then carry on after.
You then hear this. You hear these buzzing of 1,000 flies.
Okay. I will just go and follow
Penelope and the mayor. Yeah, fine. And inside everybody?
Yeah.
Small.
At the earliest opportunity, I'll ask Penelope where the building's facilities are, and
Okay.
slip away for a moment, and then rejoin the group.
Okay. Yeah. I'll get the kettle on. Here you go, Matt. You sit here. The bathrooms, just down the hall. There is a ladies. I did ask them to put that in.
Thank you.
That's okay. How do you have it?
Sorry.
How do you have it?
Oh, I see. Lemon, no sugar. Thank you.
Very, very good, very good. And she'll busy herself with making teas and coffees and stuff. And Lidwina leaves the scene for a minute.
Mhm.
Alina and Ingrid, you are together with Penelope and the mayor. The mayor is still pretty incoherent at this moment. He's had 3 doses of laudanum. He's had a smack in the face with a saucepan, and he's had powdered stag's horn. His state of well-being
And a bottle of whiskey.
and a bottle of whiskey. So
Yeah.
his demeanor is that of someone at Burning Man.
Amazing.
Elena is actually looking at the man and just wincing and examining his face and looking to Ingrid like, you did quite a number here.
I just try and avoid him, like
Yeah.
his eye contact, and
Yeah, he's just trying to like look around the room. He's like,
every time he looks in my direction, I suddenly find something very fascinating on the wall.
oh, make a investigation check.
Oh, okay.
As you are looking on the walls.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
So you're welcome.
Yes,
How many?
one.
One. You start realizing there's a pattern to some of the frames on the wall. You can see that there are consecutive pie winning certificates and a photo of a brilliantly happy looking individual. And you see Penelope in the photo also smiling in the background behind him, smiling at him rather than smiling to the camera. You see that there are consecutive years best pies, Vale Mulberry pies. You also see that there is a blank frame ready for this year's
Best pie.
ready for this year's photo and award, but nothing in it. No picture. And Penelope sees you looking and says, "It broke him. Really did this year. I mean, I'm sure he knew he couldn't always win, but made a good damn good go of it. And now he's still trying to run the place, and it's just him. He's trying to make all the bills go away, and all of the stupid orders, and all the people that want the pies, and I'm sick of pies."
Well,
You
I
don't
think
talk
I
much.
to do something else.
I would, but I can't leave him alone. Not with this. Not now.
Well, isn't it not a great time?
So say again.
It is indeed not a great time.
No, he's under incredible pressure. The factory will fold, I'm sure. And that'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of Vale and Mulberry. Best pie.
Well, the people from the town say quite a lot about your pies.
Yeah. Yes, they do. So institution, respected institution. We've had pies here for generations. We started out in the corner house, and then it got too big, and then the corner house did its own thing with its new fancy chef. But again, it kept a good reputation. This place has always been splendid, and until about a few weeks back, and then everybody started leaving. There was no one. They're all gone. I've never wanted for anything more than to live here. Happy to live out my days in Leeming Bar. It's wonderful. Truly is a lovely place. We'll cut to Lidwina.
Okay, yeah, Lidvina's going to be busy for a while. One thing she's doing is taking some of that powder that she sniffed earlier and seeing if, using her mini portable chemistry set she has in her bag, to see if she's got anything that she can analyze as to what's in it.
Oh, yeah, let's do an investigation roll.
Ooh, okay. One.
Fantastic. You discern that the primary ingredient in this is some sort of calcium-based thing, probably bone or some sort, an animal, maybe even of. I think they're bovine. There's a stag bovine. I don't know the hoof. Anyway,
Cervine.
yeah,
Anyway.
so right, yeah, and you realise it has been powdered, but in with that powder has been mixed a concoction of other rarer substances that give the impression of a bit like something akin to a psilocybin, something like that, like
Right. Well.
something that breaks those inhibitions from and opens the third eye.
Maybe a couple of dried mushrooms.
Yeah, psilocybin. That's it.
Yeah. Mushrooms.
So yeah, you kind of see it's a staghorn, but the combination is very specific. It seems it's not just cobbled together. This is a constructed thing. It's not just chuck a bit of this, chuck a bit of that, chuck a bit of that. It's specifically designed for its purpose to be able to.
Do I look like the kind? Okay, does Ingrid look like the kind of person to just chuck a bit of this, chuck a bit of that in?
No, but that's
Really? How rude!
This is what Lidwina has uncovered.
How rude!
To be fair, Ingrid looks like the sort of person who'd hit a mare in the face with a cooking pot. So
No, true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if that was your yeah, look at this like person that basically looks like a tube
With a head.
with a head. I don't know what people would think of. Yes, so you uncover that. What else would you be doing?
I will. I'll return to the group, and I will be. Yeah, slightly more sort of reassured and relaxed than I was before I went, basically. But yeah, I'll just rejoin.
Yeah, sure. Is there anything you want to do while you're sitting in this kind of room? You got tea. You're having a nice hot lemon tea.
Is there anything else around the room?
In this kind of, this looks like the break room. There is only 2 cups on rotation that you see on the draining board.
And where's the mayor? In the room with us.
Yeah, he's sat there like delirious.
So
A combination of concussion and heavy drugs.
there's the. Sorry, I'm trying to picture it in my brain.
Uh-huh.
So there's the photos on the wall.
Yeah, there's awards on the wall, like small couches, low couches for having breaks and breakfasts
Right.
on. She's busying herself by a draining board. Penelope, this is kind of preparing some drinks and washing up and polishing spoons, and then kind of is the tea okay? Alina, your tea okay? And yours, Librina?
I haven't tasted it. I'm sorry.
I'll brew it for me.
It's very nice, very clearing.
Yes.
Add the sugar.
It's been a morning.
Yes.
Quite.
Mr. Morbury, is he present?
I'll just see if he's free. Bear with me. And she leaves by the other door of this place and goes on the corridor. You on your own, folks?
So the door that we came in,
Mm-hmm.
where does that head to?
So you kind of come in. To the right is where the loos were gestured to. To the left corridor is a kind of break room, and then beyond that is another corridor that leads on to somewhere else where she's going to. They're consecutive rooms.
Okay, and is there anything in the corridor?
Not particularly interesting. Nothing of note. Like sort of like there's a thing like if there's a fire, ring the bell. And then there's like pictures of like the older advertising for Vaesen Marbury, and it's like Vaesen Marbury, established since blah 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 blah. And then there's like pictures of these steaming pies.
And I imagine there's like the odd cat poster that's like hang in there.
Yeah,
Shit like that.
Yeah,
See, you know the one I'm on about. You know the one I'm on about.
1860 motivational poster. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know what this is. Like it's like eat your lemons, don't get scurvy. Like, something like that.
Carry on, it's for the Empire.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the other? It's got to be something to do with their pies and like
Yeah.
the plague.
Yeah, well, there've been some dark times, but yeah. What is it you'd like to do here, anybody? Is there anything you'd like to do within this space? You've got a kind of bit of downtime here where you can take a breather, relax.
The pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
With presumably Paul Morbury in the pictures and the smiling Penelope behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to peer at them as closely as I can and see if I can spot any wedding rings anywhere on either of them in the photos.
Notice that neither of them have wedding rings. Neither of them are married.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay, and I'll try to read Penelope's expression in the photographs.
Fawning.
Okay.
Ugh. Another one.
Okay.
But in a kind of way of you go get them kind of way, like proud and pleased and
Like admiration.
yeah, admiration in the way that like just sheer admiration, that kind of like
And looking at the photos, what sort of age difference, if any, is there?
Very little. They are of a similar age.
Uh-huh.
As you look back older, you see there are a couple of older photos with old man Marbury, you presume, on the arm of Penelope, and like being supported in the last photo that has him in it, and he has his arm round Paul, and she's kind of holding him up, and they're both smiling, and the two are smiling to the old man's smiling at her, she's smiling at Paul, Paul's smiling at the camera.
Right. Okay. I will tap the photo with the end of my umbrella and point this out to my colleagues. Perhaps not a purely working relationship here, or at least perhaps only a working relationship as far as Mr. Morbury is concerned.
Hello. Yes, Paul 3. Oh, yeah, that was the last one with the late Mr. Marbury. Was such a gentleman,
Yes.
such a kind heart, very proud of his son, instilled that work ethic in him.
Is there a Mr. Vale?
No,
Where does the company name derive?
the Marburys inherited it from the Vales, but kept the name as a respect. There was no heir to the Vale
I see.
fortune.
I see.
She leads you through to Paul's office if you'd like to. If you have any more questions.
As she entered the room, I walked out and I'm just stood in the corridor, kind of waiting for them to come out and guide me to what room I need to go to. But I'm just stood there, kind of like turning on the spot, looking down the corridors and like peering at the other doors. I'm like,
I really hope you're turning like doing a 360, not just back and forth.
Yeah.
oh no, I'm like doing the full 360
Yeah.
and then
Nice.
stopping and then turning the other way.
Alina, is there anything you'd like to do before you leave this space? Alina? No. Okay, she leads you along to Paul's office. Paul's office is very neat, but you can see the workload has simmered. Similar to the office of the mayor, but this person is still prim and proper to a degree. He wears a suit and tie, but beneath that, beneath a blooded apron.
Okay.
So he is like the butcher and the baker, and may as well be the candlestick maker, but he's doing everything.
He's trying to do everything. He looks. He's got like a sweat on his brow. His hair where it's thin and it's plastered to his head, and he's kind of hi. Nice to meet you, Paul Marbury. I hear you're the folks that received the letter. It was just a chance, like back of a strange magazine. Like it said that if we're experiencing things, that we could send a letter to the address. I didn't even know if it would get to you. I gave it to the conductor, and he posted from the different town.
Sir, brief.
Yeah, very little time for that, I'm afraid. But that's jolly good.
But to
to see
answer your
you
question,
folks.
all of them? Yes.
Oh, fantastic. I do hope you can figure out what's going on around here. It's been awful. We haven't had a worker in a factory in weeks, and just Penelope here, what a dear, has kept on and just kept everything, kept my brain and my soul together.
She just leaned to doctor and said quietly murmur like, Doctor, do you have something for this man to calm down?
Boy, do I ever.
I just hand and wave my cooking pot.
There's calming down and lying down. We want it, one or the other.
Hey.
Mr. Marbury, you appear to be. I'm sorry. My name is Dr. Lidvina Eck. I'm a general physician.
Good to meet you. Lovely, great. Please, seats if you wish. If you prefer to stand.
Thank you. You seem slightly agitated, Mr. Marbury.
So much to do. I'm ever so busy.
Yes, the recent learnings from France tell us that this much work in your condition may be bad for the heart. Perhaps may I urge you to sit and rest a moment?
Only had the time. There are plenty of orders and just no one to, not enough people to do it. There's no one here.
Yes, Mr. Marbury, you may well end up being the richest man in the graveyard if you don't sit down for a moment, and perhaps Penelope could fetch a cup of tea for you as well?
A manipulation test with advantage because you've got So you can have 2 extras dice on this one. So because you've
3.
got-
I've got my cooking.
You're ready to make a soup. Quickly.
Two.
2. He looks at you great and he says, "The grave? Oh dear God. No. I'm too young for that. Please, Penelope, take the good doctor's advice. Tea, black, please. You know how I like it. Yeah, I know how you. I'll be
Ugh.
back." And she goes, and she kind of smiles at him fondly, and then leaves, hands pressed like this. Yes, I know. And leaves. And you are with Paul Morbury in the room. Is that the face? Is that the face on Ingrid? Just a tube with a scowl. I love it.
If Ingrid undoes the tube cloak, she's just got a sweatshirt with "no more lovey-dovey shit" written on it, I think.
Don't do lovey-dovey. Sorry, any lovey-dovey stuff just makes me cringe. I'm like, ugh.
You're with Paul in the room. Yes, I'm glad you came. I'll try and gather my thoughts and try and explain to you what happened.
Can I offer it?
You can offer him it, he will refuse it.
Okay.
No, I'm not a man of that taken in. If it's for the heart, as the good doctor said,
I think it would be best to put that to one side for the moment. Thank you, Ingrid.
Yeah, well, it started slowly at first. We started noticing that workers weren't showing up. That people weren't turning up for work with no note, no sick note, and we obviously I know they're all locals and going around to their houses. Their houses were abandoned with all the things in it, or everything left. Just they had upped and left and got away from here, got away from Leeming Bar. And then there were the ones that were still here, and everyone seemed to have a stroke of luck. Everyone had come into some sort of money and or found an heirloom or something like that. And I don't know. I've never wanted for anything more than to live in Leeming Bar. It's a beautiful place here, most wonderful. Well, it was quite lovely when the forest was still there. And, I mean, I know progress must happen. I mean, we've progressed quite far in the factory. Some of it's even mechanized now. We have a machine that dices potatoes.
How wonderful.
It is quite incredible. I didn't believe in it myself at first, but we train the men to be able to use the machine. It still needs a manual operator. Also, it needs someone to repair it. So we train them in how to fix it. They have to do less work and get paid the same. It's fantastic. Less hard work on the fingers and less fingers lost.
Fewer fingers in pies, perhaps.
Yes, that has been a concern, and we actually did worry it might have been our secret ingredient. Only joking. Yes, and now it's no one, and now the post has stopped, and now the rubbish hasn't been collected.
I see. Elena, this seems in keeping with what else we've learned in the town.
Indeed. Also, I do have questions about what we heard before entering.
Could you move a bit closer to your mic? You're very blurry.
Sorry, I'm a bit tired too, so sorry.
That's okay.
I said indeed, but I still have a question about what we heard when we came into the building.
What's that?
Fluttering of insects, it seems.
Oh, that's the factory.
Oh. does the machine does this noise?
No. There was a large delivery 2 weeks ago. Of meat. We haven't been able to use it all. We haven't been able to clear it up. I'm using the other kitchen. What's good I've salvaged, and it's not nice in there. I've just
I see.
That the sound of rotting meat is what I get from the
Mhm.
description. Ingrid starts to get very excited at the thought. She's like,
Why? Why?
you don't want to know.
Oh God. Okay. Tea is returned by Penelope, and she says, "Paul, you're ever so tense." And starts rubbing his shoulder.
Jesus Christ.
And
Sorry.
and he's like, "Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's about 200 pies. I'm sick of the sight of pastry. I never thought I wanted to be anything else but a pie factory owner."
And weird dreams. I don't say that out loud.
I love it if it just came out. Weird dreams.
Weird dreams.
Yes, I mean it's not a common thing that most people dream of, but I couldn't be happier. Never wished for anything.
This whole time that Penelope's got her hands on him,
Yes.
Ingrid's just like,
Absolutely disgusted.
just like looking at them both, it's just like, you'd think someone had just presented her with like the most disgusting plate of food. She's just like,
Yeah.
like shit on a shoe.
Yeah.
That's how she'd look at.
But, I mean, Lidvina's looking disapproving about this as well, frankly.
Yeah, it's a bit close, isn't it, for this era?
Yeah.
And he says, "I'm sorry, we're rather. It's rather informal. Penelope, maybe later. Is there anything else I can help you with here?"
Well, we are looking for things strange within the city, but anything strange within the factory?
No, not that I noticed.
And we've heard about a coincidence of times. Would you say that these problems began approximately the same time that the railway cuttings were first made?
Yes, it started around then. Got worse. The town got better all of a sudden. Less of the down and outs. Seemed to be getting away, and we thought, well, maybe the railway is disturbing them. Maybe the sound of the drilling and the digging. The Paul's Land's always been it was traditionally a place for grazing horses, and then became somewhat of a squat.
And now everybody else is getting away.
Yes.
But do they always come back for the pie?
Sorry, say again?
Do they always come back for the pie?
For the pie? No one's come back for any pies. No one's been in the factory. No one's. Well, the pies orders are coming from outside. Every now and then the train drops a bag of mail, and I've had to sort it myself. And well, I've delivered it, but to empty doors, open doors, empty houses. No one around.
Elena, do you think that perhaps because some of our friends have lost their place to live, They now wish that the inhabitants of the town lost their place to live too.
It could be. After all, they did cut through a forest, so.
Hmm.
And knowing some Vaesen can be quite territorial.
You have a skill, and you have your books with you
Mm-hmm.
that might help you here. Just as a,
Mm-hmm.
what's your? Hold on.
Are you on about that
Yeah.
and that? Oi, you on about these?
Yes, possibly. Yeah.
Why do you think I got excited about the rotting meat?
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I must get back to the baking. Thank you for your time. Please inform me if you get to the bottom of this. And I mean, when we're up and running, Vale and Morbury pies will owe you greatly.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Morbury.
Thank you very much. And thank you. Just kind of like looks at Ingrid and Alina. Thank you.
Ingrid's a bit confused because she's like, well, why am I getting thanked? I haven't done anything. And her head just turns slightly, but on this massive black cloak, it's just
Yeah.
a bit creepy now. No. Oh, you know, like when you turn a Barbie's head.
Just a little
And
bit
it's
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you start. He kind of eschews you from the exits you from his office, and he says, "Penelope, I must get back to the pies." And she says, "If you must, do you want me to help roll the pastry? Would you be a dear?" And that's the last thing she did. And they go to making pies. Where do you go?
Rotten meat. Rotten meat.
Okay, so you proceed outside, and you see that. I guess you kind of just drift towards these sheds.
Yes.
Okay. What do you do? Describe your actions. Big doors, like the size that would fit a cart in.
Let's go up to the door and start trying to open it all in my own.
There's a latch, and there's railings in the ground.
Oh yeah, I'm doing what I can to get this thing open.
Okay, the doors open, and the buzzing of flies envelops you. Can you all please make a fear test?
So what is it again?
So you roll either an empathy
Mm-hmm.
or a logic,
Mm-hmm.
and you will need one success.
Do we get the bonus for other people being here again?
I got two.
No, because yes, you would. Yeah, you would.
So what's that?
You would get another 2 dice for your compatriots.
Okay. I'm not. You can see I'm not
Yeah,
swapping
yeah,
them. I'm moving them over.
1,
That is 1, 2, 3.
3.
1.
You're doing it. You all hold in as these kind of drone of flies reach your ears, now no longer contained, and they buzz around these kind of maggot-filled halves of cow and bits of pig that are kind of dripping from the tables and in pooling on the floor in piles of rotting goo and entrails.
I just walk in like it's normal. I'm like,
With your triples, you will actually just have no. And are you following, or you just
Hell no.
no? So you're standing outside. You see this kind of black cloaked individual swoop in. What about you, Alina? Are you going in after Ingrid?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, so you go in. You are now surrounded by the buzzing of flies.
Stop, turn around to see if they're following, see that they're not, and I'm like, hello.
You are in the middle of this slaughterhouse. You can see the workbenches are set up, and there are like you can see the potato chopping machine in the far distance, still.
Chopping potatoes.
No, just still.
Oh.
He's having to do everything by hand because the factory is obviously corrupt at the moment.
Okay, so is there any clearing in this space? As in, like, even if there's only like a square meter on the floor,
Yeah.
is there that?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, the main entrance is probably the place where the cart is pulled in, and the carcasses are unloaded onto a conveyor of sorts.
Okay, so I am going to, from within my magic cloak that just stores 101 things. I imagine, you know, those like cartoons where the guy opens his cloak and he's got it filled with like, yeah, that's me. But I just open it and there's like, I get a piece of cloth out and lay it down, and my crystal ball, and I sit in front of it cross-legged.
Okay. And you start. What are you going to do?
Can I start contacting the dead, please?
You can. What do you have to roll? Do you know what you have to roll for
I
this?
cannot remember. I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I did that as well.
It's been a while. I just need to start contacting the dead.
Why?
The thing is, in Ingrid's brain, she's like, rotting flesh. They'll recognise that smell. I'll do it there. Like, yes.
Haven't. Oh, here we are. What are you? An occultist.
Yeah, why is Ingrid so weird?
It's good. It's good weird.
It's good weird. Mate.
You can use an observation. So,
okay, cool.
Contact the dead. Extra successes provide more information, and your crystal ball then gives you something extra on that. I think.
Yeah, my crystal ball then.
Gives you a bonus, so you get your observation.
Yeah.
No one's assisting you because you're a rank.
Hey.
It's a +1 for your crystal ball. So you sit down, and the humming of flies around you.
Ah, blah, 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 blah. 1, 2.
2 successes.
Yeah.
You start this procedure and you close your eyes, and the humming changes note, gets higher. And you open your eyes and you see that the flies are kind of whirling round, and they pull down into a spot on the floor, and they form a pair of feet, then a pair of legs, and then a body, and then a head, and then 2 arms. And then there's this crooked old gentleman standing there, like made of buzzing flies. And his voice comes through, almost intoned by the wings of these flies.
Like the buzzing.
Yeah. Hello.
Do I recognise this man?
You recognise him from the photos.
Yeah, I thought it was Matt. So it's Old Man or Mowbray.
Old Man Mowbray, yeah.
Old Man Aubrey is what I almost said.
Oh,
Old Man Mowbray. Right.
it looks like Old Man Mowbray.
Okay.
He said hello to you. You got to speak to this,
I know. That's the problem. How? Got it. Right. Sorry. I wasn't expecting this shit to work, so I was a bit like
Yeah.
You're confront, and it's pretty. You summoned it.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking in?
No. This tension and
I'm
everything
going to
just-
ask you to make a fear roll, please.
Yep.
And if you're not looking, Elena, because you turned away from just the rotting meat, that's fine. But Elena,
I'm sort of more fascinated than anything.
yeah.
One.
Okay, yeah, you just about hold on. You quail at this thing as you watch these kind of vortex of flies, but you can't, where they form and pull down, you don't quite see the image that you are seeing, and you see this old crooked man standing there.
Okay. So as I speak, my voice comes out the same tone as his is with the flies.
Okay, like communicating through the flies.
Yeah, so mine comes out the same as his comes through the veil. The veil?
Yeah, through the veil. Speaking of what's beyond the veil,
yeah. I said it and then my brain just went, where? So I'm not going to do the voice before you ask.
That's right. Tell me what you asked him. What do you ask him? Say to him.
I ask him if he understands what's been going on here.
The factory goes downhill.
Not just the factory, but in Leeming Bar.
There is a new presence.
Does he know what of? Is he willing to talk about it?
I know little of things.
Does he know where it started?
Does he know? He's well,
Suck on that.
double successes. The pause land.
So it all started in the Pause Land, right? When?
Time doesn't work.
No, but dates are all the same.
He was not here.
So he was alive when it started.
No, he's inferring that he was not on the mortal plane to witness the beginning of it.
Bastard, what good is he then?
There's a man made of flies. It's pretty good.
Okay. How many more questions can I ask him?
You can feel it slipping. Maybe one.
Okay.
Make it count.
I know. I just know.
Ah! How
I know. I know you, Bean. I know.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm trying to think. My brain's gone completely dead now. The exact point on where this all originated. What is the exact point?
He did roll a double success, so he will tell you. He will say, there is a tree known as the Scab Tree.
Scab tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Lovely. Go on.
The center. The flies go back into their normal.
That's not the answer to the question, is it? It doesn't just say the centre. Come on, give me the rest of
The
it.
Scab Tree.
Yeah. Where is it?
Again, you said the Pause Land, the Scab Tree. What more do you want?
Whereabouts is it?
Where do you think?
Whereabouts is it? I asked for the exact location. I was expecting coordinates. Come on.
It's not OS maps. He's a man.
This is
He's a man made.
OS man.
He's a man made of flies.
I was expecting
He was
coordinates.
summoned from beyond the dead, and you pestered him basically from his rest. That's what you're getting.
The hot 3 sunsmithy. Okay.
You read it wrong. Anyway, so he's dissipated.
So bite me. No, I want to coordinate.
Not. You don't get. You get the pause land, the scab tree.
So it started there. The center of it is there. Right. Okay.
And so you emerge from the warehouse, like polishing the crystal ball, getting the last few flies off, and walking out to these two who are like,
Oh no. I've got a little jar of flies. I literally went.
oh, okay.
And they just see me like almost like up my sleeve, but it's into my cloak, like just a jar
Yes.
filled with flies. Like ba-doo.
And you walk out, and you are now confronted with the.
Obviously, like I've packed my stuff up that I was using, but as I leave, that's what they see.
And what actions do you take? To them, not to me. You tell them what you're going to do. How do you convey?
Oh, what's the old man's name?
Okay. Well done.
I thought it was asked when we were in there.
Nope.
Sometimes I really don't like you.
Okay. It's my job to. You gotta ask questions. So, is there anything you guys want to do? If Ingrid is an impasse here.
Ingrid, what on earth was that?
I was pulling the jar of flies out. Give him a little shake.
Yes, they are flies. I see that, Ingrid. Why were you squatting in that house of filth?
I explained what I did, but in Ingrid's way of over explaining everything.
Oh no.
Oh, let's put down the jar. And yeah, it's like do you remember How To? The show How To? Did you ever watch How To? Anybody?
No.
There was a thing called a database. You had to record it on your VCR player and play it back at slow speed, so you could watch it on pause, frame by frame, and you used to be able to read all the facts from the show. There you go.
It's How To.
How To with Fred something, and it used to have
How did they finish it?
How for now.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Was
Was it called How To?
Yeah, it's called How To.
I remember it always, and that's how for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had from Countdown on it. What's her name?
Carol Vorderman.
Carol Vorderman. Yeah, she was on it. And you explained this
Anyway.
kind of occult ritual is explained to you of how the flies formed, and told you of the center of this, the center of this upset.
Okay, Lidvina will attempt to take that in and decode what Ingrid is saying. In the last few days, Lidvina's worked out that if you try to interrupt Ingrid, it just leads to even more words coming out than would have happened anyway. So just going to let the geezer gush out until it's all finished, and then that's done.
The torrent.
Yes.
Now, you have identified the type of Vaesen. You've seen it.
Yeah.
Now, Lidvina hasn't seen it. Neither has Elena. Or have you seen it, Lidvina? You've seen it. Oh no, we've all seen it. You've all seen it. It changed out of the rat. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think you probably would all establish.
I was going to say, would Elena have seen it even if she hadn't sniffed the powder at that time?
No, she was wrestling it. But when you came across it in the alleyway and she was trying to shoot at it,
Yeah, she would
She
have.
would have seen.
Yeah,
So,
okay. That's what I was just.
You saw
yeah.
its form and its shape, and you might have all. I think maybe because you got success in identifying what you saw, and it would be shared that it is a boggart.
Yeah.
Now you know it is a boggart.
Yeah.
Now,
And
you know,
I would have shared that information with, because obviously I don't talk to Alona. I would have shared it with Lidvina.
Yeah.
But I would have shared it when I just said about the contacting the dead thing.
Yeah.
Because I haven't spoken to her.
Yeah,
like,
it just this
all
kind
day.
of whole
It's
torrent
just-
of information is bombarded upon you.
It's like word vomit.
Now, with that, Lidvina, your prior experience that led you able to see Vaesen is heightened at the moment because of your trip down the corridor earlier. You are calm, your hands are steady, and your clarity of mind brings you to the point of knowing that when you first encountered a Vaesen, that you would have to figure out what it needed to banish, to absolve, or defeat it. The resources that you would have at your immediate disposal, you can see that our resident occultist has a stack of books with them. Your clearness of mind has that, and you also know that Alina has a great, vast research brain full of Vaesen knowledge. They've been studying for weeks and weeks, while their previous partners in this areas of the circle have vacated elsewhere. So you've got these two wonderful resources to tap.
Okay.
That was the one I was going to ask, because would I know from my research how to make this creature go?
You could have a roll of a learning
Okay.
with
And
help.
I'm going to use finally my inspiration that you gave me.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Lidvina.
Well, as to help Elena with that, I'm going to do my best to make a sort of a 1 minute bullet point précis of what Ingrid has just downloaded into my head, and try and give Elena the useful. Well, I'm sure it's all very useful, but the more relevant bits.
Yeah.
Just at the moment.
So
Just
you'll get
that
your
might guide her
inspiration.
towards,
You get your inspiration. You get an extra +1 from Lidwina's assistance as well with this. This cataloguing, this kind of. 2. Brilliant. So yeah, you know that a boggart has a home base. It will find a place to reside. It'll always return there. It leaves during the day and causes its mischief and nonsense around the place. But you know that boggarts eat a special food in the morning. A porridge of sorts. And one of the ways to rid a boggart is to soil that food.
Okay. You
also know that this particular kind of boggart is a thought boggart.
Oh, what? Sorry.
A thought boggart.
Okay.
And he gives away riches for thoughts, which he collects and wears as a beautiful necklace around his neck, and he treasures that more than anything else. pretty much anything else. The only thing more valuable to him than a small thought, the thing on the tip of the tongue, or the thing most prevalent in that frontal cortex, is a deep-seated memory. An offer of that might put him to rest for a time, or at least enable him to move on elsewhere.
This is going to be a tricky one.
Elena, are you sharing that info with us as well?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
She's explaining, and like, you know, she grabs a twig and just roll on the floor for maybe Ygritte to better catch what's going on.
Ingrid, there's a diagrammatical explanation of how to soil a boggart's porridge on the floor for you to observe. Yeah, sorry, go on, Lidwina.
So, Elena, do we have two options then? To trade or to meddle with the porridge?
I mean, we have two options, but one is very much risking your integrity, my dear.
Possibly.
I'd rather not trade any kind of memory with a Vaesen.
The porridge that they eat and the place where they live. I mean, when we say they live in a particular place, is it a place that we could get into, or are they just all going to disappear into thin air to go to their special place?
It's normally somewhere rooted in a physical location within this realm.
Like a special tree?
Sorry.
Quite possibly, yes.
Right, okay. Well, normally I'd be happy to come to some sort of arrangement, but it would appear that this particular Vaesen is frankly verminous. So, I mean, I have things with me which would most certainly spoil anybody's porridge, if that is what we wish to do.
It would be preferable, yes.
Mhm. Okay, so we're going for the spawning porridge. And as the sun begins to go down, your first day in our town of Leeming Bar,
We said I've nowhere to stay the
you
night.
have nowhere to stay, but you know that the corner house is abandoned. You make your way back to, well, you can stay wherever you like. Where would you like to stay? You stay in the flies if you want. You can. No, I don't think that was salubrious enough. But
Well, the corner house was abandoned when we were there, but I mean, we could check again now that it's the evening, I guess.
Yeah.
And if no one else is offering, then I mean, it's not our fault that there's nobody behind the counter, is it? They still have rooms, apparently.
You get to the corner house, you find it still abandoned, apart from the one chef who sits in the back room. Doesn't look like he's eaten in a long time. You're able to cobble to yourselves together some dried biscuits that are on the higher shelves here. They're much higher up, out of reach of the vermin and things that are running rampant in this place. And you make your way up to the rooms. The rooms have been slept in. The beds are unmade. but they are usable and you can sleep. Now, you know that this is the creature's breakfast.
So we need to be there early.
Yes. So I would suggest.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm
when you
just
say
saying I
that?
would suggest a short rest, a nap, and then maybe wake yourselves and go to the pause land.
So while we're doing that, obviously we're going to have to try and sneak in to do this. We can't just go, oh, morning, Mr. Thoughtbucket, I'm just going to put this in your food. Thank you. So we should work out who's actually going to do that, because all three of us trying to get into a tree at the same time is going to be a bit obvious.
Yeah.
Yes, Ingrid?
Ingrid? Yes, dear. Your idea?
Are you volunteering to be the one to go to the tree, Ingrid? Right. Do you
Yes.
really want to go to the tree, Ingrid? Yes, okay. Okay. Elena, what do you think?
Well, you and I are quite a distraction.
Yes, that's an idea.
Well, while we distract this creature with a potential deal, Ingrid, I am confident that you are fast and sneaky enough for this.
Oh, we've just lost connection, I think. Sorry. Oh, we're back. Sorry. There we are.
Did you hear what I was saying?
You said, I think you're sneaky enough for this job?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that. Cool.
You are a great yes, you are. You are the greatest person for this task.
Yes.
That's the only thing you ever hear us say out loud, Elena. Is that the plan? Resting and then dawn would be the time to catch a boggart, I imagine.
So we want to distract him. How about if we know where the tree is, I'll go just about within, like 50 yards or something from the tree and start shouting for the boggart about how I need some money and I got something from the past I could tell him. And if he comes over, Elena could appear with her sidearm and keep him here for a bit while Ingrid is working.
Indeed, but I don't think grappling would be a good idea, as it would try to disappear.
Okay. Well, how about I keep talking as long as I can without giving anything away, and then you can scare him off if we need him to leave again?
I mean, you do like his color, so I could try perhaps sneaking a bit on my side and try to catch this necklace.
Okay.
Okay, so there's going to be a three-pronged attack. Lidrina distracting. Elena trying to take the necklace, is that right?
Yeah.
And you going into sort of the porridge. Okay.
In that case, before we go anywhere, Ingrid, here is a sachet of rat poison. That should spoil the porridge. If you've got anything else that you want to use as well, I'm sure you've got a few things tucked away that would not be nice in a breakfast. If you want to add anything to that, go ahead. But here, it's warfarin. It should work.
I
Ingrid,
gladly
I
take
say this.
poison.
Sorry. I say this, Ingrid. go crazy.
Cool. At that point, we'll have a quick break for drinks and coffee and top ups and things, and then we shall do the last scene over in the Paws land. Yeah.
It's freezing here, guys.
Yeah, we. So the night comes on our quiet, abandoned town of Leeming Bar. You're in the empty house, or the empty public house of other way. Of the corner house inn. And how do you sleep, guys? Tell me how does it go? Starting with Alina. Yeah, Alina, how well do you sleep? What's on your mind? What's going through your head?
Well, she's just reviewing the details of the plan and just details that could help us
Okay.
before going to sleep. And just, she has a very sound sleep.
And you just drift off quite happily into it. And you, Lidwina?
Badly. For a start, the room hasn't been cleaned, so Lidwina is fully clothed, lying on the top of the bedding, then with it folded over, so she hasn't got other people's dirty sheets anywhere near her.
Mm-hmm.
She is pleased that we're actually doing this in a rational way, and all we have to do is go and poison the nasty thing in the nasty tree, and it will all be sorted, and that's fine. But what's playing on her mind is, even though she knows she's faking telling the boggart about an old story, is that just starts making her think of old stories, and it's stuff she doesn't really want to be thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up actually not sleeping very well.
Yeah. So you're kind of tossing and turning in your on the top of the covers, not in the bedclothes, but
yeah,
maybe like the thoughts running through your head, and trying to steer yourself clear of those times that made you first witness. What about you, Ingrid? How do you sleep? Do you sleep?
Explodey boy.
Excuse me.
Well, I enter my room, look at my bed, don't even take my cloak off. I just stand at the foot of the bed.
Excuse me.
And just go, like, with my back to the bed, and just go on top of it.
And you sleep soundly?
Just drop, yeah.
Straight through.
Nothing bothers me. I just drop.
I think with the disturbed sleep, Lidwina maybe awakes first and rouses the rest of you, just in that kind of that gloaming time before light fully rises, that hint of sunlight, and you make your way towards the Paws land. Now it's quite a wide space, but you've got some advantage, I believe, Ingrid.
Do I?
Yeah, I believe you do.
In what form?
Well, you studied before you left, didn't you? The maps of the town, did you not?
Yes.
Look on your front page of your notes.
I've got
+2 to investigation to the area, I think would be more specific, because you're
okay.
looking at maps. So to find the tree where you think it might be, I think you can make a learning roll.
Okay, sorry, adding to notes.
The town sort of peters out as you walk along, and you end up, the path turns to gravel, then to mud, and then you're out into this field, and you can see ramshackle dwellings, sheets and blankets, and tarp of sorts, and then some more kind of semi-permanent structures been built into the mud here to house the people. But then again, it is a ghost town, and you walk beneath these and between these skeletons of structures, and an eerie wind blows across this plain. All the grass trodden down and trodden in, and no longer a place that would be verdant for grazing horse and beast for the poor folk of the town. What did you get?
3.
3 successes, and you are led nearly like a homing beacon by Ingrid through all this, and you see a skeletal ash tree standing tall several 100 meters away. You are obscured from it by now by scrub and brush and thorny things that catch and snag in each of your clothes and prick your finger if you're not careful as you walk past. Just the things that can barely cling to this land, once pleasant and even useful, but now with the detritus of humanity infesting it. It is a soiled and dirty thing.
Oh.
What do you do? See this kind of ghostly white tree, no leaves, just stark and highlighted against that kind of line of the horizon where the sun begins to climb.
And is that the scab tree?
You make the assumption this is the scab tree, as it's the only tree standing. To its left, as you've approached from the east, you can see stumps and places where things were dug out quite recently.
Okay.
Well, relatively recently, you can make out those things.
Okay.
Ingrid, which direction do you wish to approach from?
Behind the tree, from where they are.
So you're going to come in from the east, heading west.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So shall we wait here?
Right. So where are we coming from?
You're coming from the west, going east. So you're going this way, and the trees say this is the tree.
Mm-hmm.
They've come this way, and you're going to go this way.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Then.
Okay.
You can. Can you guys see my mouse as well? Can you just see the window?
I can see the mouse moving.
Yeah. So they're coming from this way,
Mm-hmm.
from the east, and they're heading this way. You would be coming from this way and coming across like this to the west.
Okay. If the words Leeming Bar were the tree,
Yeah,
that's how.
if that
right.
central crossroads with the tree, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. How will we know when it's time to start the distraction?
I just smile at you.
Okay.
Would I know this?
Sorry,
Would I know this when to stop?
when to start? From her smile, you can make an observation.
Okay.
Is that kind of smile of like, trust me, you'll know.
You get the hint. What are you implying?
It's that kind of trust me, you'll know kind of face.
Okay. Does she get any insight into what you're going to do to indicate? Because she's got a success, so she should get something.
I don't even think Ingrid knows.
Okay. You get that. You get that, Elena. You get the trust me, I know. Well, I don't know. And they begin to circle round in the darkness around the tree. I'm going to ask you to make a stealth.
Okay.
And this is a really critical role here to what goes.
Do I get any advantages?
You're in the dark,
I,
so you're going to get +1 for it being dark.
yeah.
They're not with you, so you're not going to get any advantage
Okay.
from them.
And then I get that one. Because I have 9.
Okay.
This isn't going very well, is
No,
it?
that doesn't look like a good roll to me.
No.
Oh, okay. No successes
Out of 9 dice.
out of 9 dice.
Yay! None.
Okay. You sneak off round. You think you're being absolutely the stealthiest tube that you've ever been. You are quiet as a mouse, you think, but you're making that sound do 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 as you go around.
I've got a jar of buzzing flies
Yeah.
in my cloak as well. And the thing is, in my cloak, it kind of echoes a bit. So I'm like,
I can you actually pull it out and go shh, and it's really loud as you proceed around. You guys, you can hear Ingrid making their way off round the other far side of the tree. You probably would get that they are not being the quietest either.
Wait a second. Keep going. I'm just.
Doctor, I think we should start the distraction right now.
Yes, agreed. Yes, very well. Are you going to remain hidden for now?
If I want to get the necklace, I'm afraid so, yes.
Okay, no, that's good.
Could you perhaps help me on this?
Yes. How may I be of assistance?
Well, you are a tad larger than me.
Sorry?
You are a tad larger than me, and I am quite thin. And your dress could potentially hide me.
Ah, by all means. I'll fluff out my skirts to some extent as well to try and.
Oh, actually, so you're hiding her within your like.
No, not within, but I'm just the crinolines are going sideways
okay.
a bit rather than backwards and forwards, just to make a slightly bigger wedge
Okay, cool.
silhouette.
Yeah. You make your silhouette larger in the darkness.
Yeah, like a lizard,
Yeah.
only with skirts. Yeah.
I like this. Okay, then I'm going to make Elena stealth, please.
Okay. Would I
With an
get some
assistance.
advantage?
With an assistance, so you get a +1.
A +1.
With an assistance, I got it wrong yesterday. I was playing with +2 for assistance. It's +1s. 1. You're well hidden. You're pretty well hidden. Okay, you may begin your distraction. What do you do, Doctor?
Okay. Well, obviously, I can't really move very much because I'm being a tarpaulin as well as everything else. I will. There's no point in me pretending I've come here by accident and I just happen to be quite close to where he lives. So I'm going to pretend that I've come here on purpose to talk to him.
Uh-huh.
I need him to come over here to talk to me instead. Yeah. So I'm going to, with my brolly, I'm going to lean very heavily on my brolly as if I've hurt my foot.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to call out friend Vaesen, friend Boggart, will you speak with me? And I'm going to do it as loud as I can, and I'm hoping that Ingrid hears as well, so she realizes what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's quiet and eerie. You break the silence and scatter a few birds from where they were like pecking round in the scraps. They flutter up in a bush beside you. And Ingrid, you hear this echoing over this flat plain,
Mhm.
around these kind of rib cages of roofs and scraps of buildings and tatty old remnants of human filth. And there's a scurrying across the plains. You hear it scurrying past you. And it comes close to you and then lurching and bending in peculiar ways, like the spine's got too many joints in it. The boggart appears to you. Hello. Oh, we meet again. Make a vigilance check.
Me?
No, I'm going to make a vigilance
okay.
check with it. 1, 2. Okay. Just one of you this time, and just one of you this time, then.
I'm afraid I wanted to speak to you alone.
Speak to me, then.
I I understand that you are prepared to make deals.
Oh, I'm all about a fair trade.
And what is a fair trade? How much is a fair trade?
There's a penny for your thoughts. Something else for a memory. As long as it's a good one.
Good,
Something.
happy, or good, important?
Something juicy. And you can see his mouth salivate, the teeth run. He says that.
Even just the word juicy is like a visible shudder from Lidvina. Yeah. And what would I get in return? I can tell you now that a penny would not be enough.
We can talk terms.
Go on then.
What have you got on offer?
The first time I met one of your folk.
Really?
Over the seas, across the whale roads in the distant mountain.
Oh. And you would give that to me. That's a pretty bauble. What would you want for that?
Your payment is in gold, is it not? Or do you offer other services?
I have tricks. You've seen. And his arm transforms into that of a beetle's pincer,
Yeah.
and then
Please
it's
don't.
back into a hand.
Okay. I think perhaps the gold would be sufficient after all.
Would that be enough time for Ingrid to have temper?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go back and while this conversation is going, Ingrid.
I'm basically padding as much as I can.
Yeah. I like it. I love this. This is really lovely. Ingrid, you crunch your way through the underbrush, trip on a root, humming your song. You come to this stark white ash tree. Now, can you please make me an observation, please? One. You see there are peculiar things about this tree. The way it is shaped and twisted is unnaturally twisted. It has been played with. Or maybe it looks like if you could take a photograph of someone mid-dance and capture that motion, that's how this tree appears. And then can you make me a learning? Whoa.
I didn't even mean to do that. Sorry.
Oh, it's a spinner.
No,
It's a 5.
no.
Something clear about this tree. Something ancient and old. And just
Now-
but unnatural.
Now.
Yeah.
Going by this,
Yeah.
does it seem familiar?
No.
No.
But there's something Vaesen in nature about it, you think. Something of the other world has definitely touched this tree.
Okay.
But you can't, because you're learning well, you don't know what.
Okay. Can I touch the tree?
You touch the tree, feels dead. There's none of that vitality to it. It's hollow. Its white bark gleams in that sun beginning to rise. You know that a hungry boggart will be returning here quickly. What do you do?
Do what I need to do.
Which is?
Rat poison.
So you follow your way around the edge of this tree, stepping over its wide roots that cling to the ground, and find that there is a split in the tree, and you climb inside, and you find the place bedecked with jars, and these jars each have been filled with these little clear globes that swish and move inside them. And
No.
you can see on the stove in the corner, you see a small fire with a rod and hot above it, and you can smell this sort of earthy bubbling of steam and grain.
So what's in the pot? Is that his porridge? There's breakfast.
And yeah, you think so.
Bacon.
Yeah, make out there's some sort of breakfast. Okay, just shaking it in. It's just the rat poison you put in there.
But I do have the stag's horn. But do I really want to give it that?
I don't know. It's Ingrid. It's Ingrid. What would Ingrid do?
Little pinch of
A
it.
little pinch,
Little
just for
pinch of it.
seasoning. Okay.
Couple of
Nice.
mushrooms that she's. Couple of the dried mushrooms that she's got. Like they are so dried. If she goes like that, they turn to powder.
Yeah, yeah.
So she
yeah.
literally goes.
Okay.
Give it a stir.
Can you make?
Leave it alone.
And you just what do you do?
And in the jars, Is there more than one of these glass orb things
They're
in each
full.
jar? The jars are
Each
filled
jars are
with
full.
these.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And
Just
then-
one.
Just one jar.
Just one.
Okay. And you try and you leave.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. No. Can I have a little nosy round first before I leave?
I'll make an investigation check.
Okay. One.
You find a small scroll in notepad,
Oh.
and it's like top 10 of things that this creature craves. Maybe a top 5. And it's got loss, love,
Mhm.
pain,
Mhm.
birth, death.
Mhm.
As these list of things, and you assume that this is its kind of top memories that it would collect, or something like that. And we go back to Lidwina out the front there, trying to distract this individual.
And we could see the tree, so can I see?
Yeah, behind them you kind of see the shadow figure drop in and then drop out, and then the kind of, because she's not doing a very good stealth job either, so you guys can see maybe the boggart is kind of transfixed on this deal at the moment with you. So
But
how
I'm not.
much? What is the cost?
Well,
Maybe tap doctor on her back, like,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
yeah. You get that reassuring tap on your shoulder that there is someone with a firearm.
well, let us see. I have travelled here all the way from Scandinavia, and I miss the scenery of my home country and the great ash forests there. Perhaps if you were to turn that ash tree into solid gold, perhaps that would be worth it.
My home.
Oh, is it? I didn't know.
It pulls a face like its teeth is hurting it. Really?
I go now.
Well, if we can't do a deal, then I suppose we can't.
Oh no. Is there anything else? I need a place to live, and this is such a fruitful point.
The necklace. Ask for the necklace.
Well, perhaps some pretty jewellery then.
Oh, I've got plenty of that. And he just turns his hand, and it's like draped with rings and signets, and they're dripping down through his hands, crystals and diamonds.
I'm afraid I can't wear such a thing. You see, I need my hands free for my work. Perhaps a necklace would be more appropriate.
Turns the hand again, and there's a beautiful pendant, a green gem that twinkles in the light, that dawn light that's just coming over the hill behind to the east, highlighting this boggart, and the tree now shimmers white, and the green glass glows, and the green stone shimmers into your eyes.
Green, it's beautiful, but it's not my colour. Perhaps something a little more golden? And I'll lean forward towards his neck.
He will step back immediately. No! This is what you do, trying to take mine. What's mine?
Oh, it's only a fair deal, isn't it?
That is not fair. And
Some thoughts for your pennies, surely.
It's not a thought for a thought.
Hmm.
It's a penny for thoughts. Or gold for thoughts.
Is Ingrid clear by now?
Yeah, Ingrid as well, Claire.
Okay. Well, I'm going to become more stony faced then.
Mhm.
Well, then I'm sorry, but no.
To me, no. Get me up at the crack of dawn to offer me a deal's good please, blood. And then turning your back on it, getting me all ready for. And then
We hear that part, I think.
dash my dreams. And then it surges towards you.
Towards me.
Mhm.
Oh dear. I'll step aside at this point.
Make a dodge.
Don't. Lena is just stopping you, like, trust me.
Mhm. Can you make a dodge with assistance as Alina pushes you aside? So a dodge.
No, I'm not pushing us. What I
dodge-
mean is I'm maintaining the doctor, and I wanted to get ready to snatch
Okay.
the necklace.
Okay. It charges
Okay.
towards you. You're going to have to dodge, which is an agility.
Okay. Yeah, 1.
No way.
Yeah.
Like 2 dice.
3 dice. I've got
three. Okay, cool.
I've got
So
a
you've
dot
got
of
to-
agilities.
You've got to just in time leap out of the way, revealing Alina behind. Now, Alina, you are going to have to make a. Oh, it's going to be a. It's precision, I guess, for this. I'm going to say it's going to be a stealth because you're going to try and.
Okay.
Because you're
I
going
was
to try
going
and
to say it's
snatch
almost
it.
like a sleight of hand.
It's a
isn't
sleight
it?
of hand, yeah, basically to try and snatch it away, or it could be force.
Okay. I only got 3 dice, so I mean, would you be surprised?
You might get 1 extra from Doctor assisting
Okay.
in this kind of surprise, this sham.
Surprise attack.
Yeah, sneak attack. Round. 2.
Yeah.
Yes. So it lurches forward to kind of the Doctor kind of falls or moves to the side, and then you are revealed, and you grab its necklace, and it oversteps, and it actually you grab it falls forwards, stumbling into the murk, but you hold it by the necklace, and the necklace snaps in your hand. And these beads fall. But they fall like bubbles. They don't fall like glass or like a bead would. They fall and float. And as soon as they touch something solid, these thorns all around, they pop. And what was inside drifts away into the ether. Is that your beads? Ruin my necklace. And he is furious. He's going to come at you both.
I get the pistol out.
Okay, cool. We're going to have an initiative roll at this point.
How do we do that again?
We're just having to roll d6s and see who's highest because
Oh,
normally
okay.
you draw a card from a deck.
Oh, I got a 1.
6.
Okay, and you, please, as
I was
well.
going to say, can I get involved? In this?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. 4.
4, so it's going to go Doctor, you, Creature, Alina.
Yeah.
The Doctor, it's your move first. You got the drop on this creature. It's so surprised and stunned that you moved out of the way and revealed another person.
Is he back on his feet?
He's kind of stumbled. He's kind of like hunched on the floor, down in the murk, kind of like.
Okay.
Feral nature about it.
So as far as I'm concerned, the best chance we've got here involves the pistol, the revolver. So I'm going to try the umbrella hook to ankle move again to try and put him back on the floor.
Oh, okay, cool. I think we decided that was a stealth, didn't we? I think for that again, kind of it's not really an attack. It's more of a trip, so it's going to be something sneaky.
Okay. No, 4 5s. But no.
So you kind of go to hook it, but the mire is so slick that the umbrella kind of, you go to pull it and it just slips away from his foot.
Yep.
It turns round and charging out of the darkness or floating on it, humming the sneaking song still comes Ingrid. Ingrid, what do you do?
So I've been doing some research.
Okay, this sounds dangerous.
So, because I didn't understand something, so I was like, right, I don't know this world very well. So, can I possibly, whilst wielding my cooking pot?
Is the cooking pot up? Okay, not the books.
No, cooking pot is out.
Okay,
This thing is terrified of this cooking pot. So,
right, it doesn't like it. It's been trapped in it once.
yeah, exactly. So,
It's iron as well, which is not good for creatures.
yeah. So, I don't know how to do this, so
Right, come on, tell me what you want to do. Explain it to me, and then I'll tell you if
So-
it's possible.
you see this bit. Where is it? So
Just origin bean holes.
right, that is part of that. And then it's
Oh, I see what you mean. You want to see if you can use that part of you in
Yeah.
this moment. Okay,
yeah.
let's have a look.
Would I be able to?
Let's read the full bit of it. Sorry. This is a question. It's a very, very good question, but I don't know the answer to it. So this is
Yeah.
good.
Question you don't know the answer. Do you have to snore so loudly, dog? Yeah? Okay, that's fine. You do what you do, you Pops. You do you.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I
totally-
believe you can. So I think you'd make basically what would be a willpower. So you've used observation before
yes.
to conduct any of your seance stuff. So make an observation. None of the others can help you in this. One.
That was a 3. So I've got 1.
Okay. It clutches at its chest. And how do you manifest this?
It's not shown.
Just your eyes are fixed upon the creature.
Mm.
It just clutches at its chest. And it receives another one of its conditions. And it seems slightly kind of taken aback and a bit sort of and shaking its head, trying to clear its head. Lena.
It's my girl.
Oh no, hold on. No, creature's turn. It's going to try and run at the one that broke its necklace. So it has an amazing amount of dice.
Oh no.
Okay. It comes swiping at you, Elena, very, very strongly. Its arms rippling with muscles. The hand even transforms back into that bestial bug claw and swipes at you. Would you like to make a dodge action?
A what?
Would you like to try and use your quick action to dodge?
Yeah.
Yes, please roll tonight, which is an agility. Or you can try and parry, which is a close combat force.
I'll take my chance as agility because,
Okay.
well, I had the idea that I don't know if it's possible. Like he's trying to wrap his arm around me. So I have my
No,
my
he's not
pistol
trying
in
to wrap his
hand.
arms around you. He's raising this claw to like smack you.
Yeah. But I did it like his shoulder is fixed, right?
Sorry?
Like his shoulder is fixed, like it's not like extending or things like that.
No, it's attached to his body still, if that's what you mean. It's not like it's a bug claw that's coming at you. What are you trying to wangle here?
I had in the idea that if I shoot in his shoulder,
Mm.
would that suspense his movement and make him miss the attack?
You can't use that as a quick action. That's a slow action, I'm afraid. A GM that doesn't use rules getting rudy. I'm so sorry.
She has the same reaction I do
Yeah.
when you do that.
Yeah, actually use a rule.
You're lucky I got a 1-6.
You parry it. He rolled 10 dice to hit you, and you parry it. Some instinct in your sort of private detective back thing just goes, now you have him parried. You have this like beetle's claw in your hand. You are so close with that gun. You can take your action.
Okay. I'm actually going to I'm actually going to go to his face, and we didn't talk much about that part, but she's actually going to go lean and smile at him in a very unsettling way, and for a couple of seconds, he can see her eyes change for something else.
Sorry, this our TV went weird.
No.
Oh, that's how you did it.
And she has a gun right under his chin.
Oh, under the chin. Okay, go for it. You're gonna get ranged attack with a +2, I think, because you're right with him.
Would it not be close?
No, because it's still a ranged weapon.
Oh, close combat is melee, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, hand to hand. Yeah.
Can I hold that action if he tries to attack again, make another attack? I would trigger it because I'm really not trying to kill it, but like trying to make it stop is nonsense.
Yeah, you can try. Go for it. Yeah, you hold that gun under there, and we go back to Lidwina.
First of all, do I see what just happened to Elena's eyes? Whatever that was.
Observation.
Was it?
Observation, please.
One.
Yeah.
Well,
See the eyes change just for a moment.
they look like the pupils changed for something a bit more like animalistic, goat-ish.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. don't know why I just smelt my glass of water.
Right, I'm not going to, I'm pretty much convinced I'm not actually going to be able to fight this thing. And it appears to be getting hurt by one of our party, and the other one's got a gun at its throat. So I don't think I'm going to add a lot to the mix there. So I will just shout at it. You will not be getting anything from us today. Leave this place and do not harm anyone here again. I hope you have learnt your lesson.
You can make an inspiration or a manipulation.
Wow, 2.
So it is,
And that was manipulation.
yeah. It's like we are choose me. You have ruined the people we come. We hate you all. And on its turn, it tries to break 3. Alina, you may. Okay, please roll.
Really don't want to kill it.
You know you can't. It's a Vaesen.
6 dice and
With an extra 2
Yeah.
because you're right close. It's this thing shoots through its mouth, comes out the side of its face, and there's a yowl of pain, like kind of like the sound of a whimpering dog crossed with a human scream, and it bounds, holding its face for its tree. You just wait, you just wait. Charges inside and you don't see it. It comes back out with its a ladle in its hand. I thought you had me. You thought you had me. And it drinks this ladle of porridge. It runs down the already salivated, covered face. The look of panic sets in on its face. And you see its pupils zoom to a giant size. It clutches at its gut. And it stumbles and falls back inside its tree. What do you do?
Are we still in like initiative?
You can do it. You can all act together if you want now. It's kind of fallen into the tree.
Can I head into the tree seeing as I'm closest to it?
Yeah, you are the other side of them. Yeah, you go in there and
Because it would have had to pass me to get to the tree.
dash past you with.
Yeah.
Um,
So can I?
yeah,
get
yeah,
into the
yeah,
tree?
yeah. You go into the tree. You find it thrashing around in there. And it's looking at all the things on the shelves, all the little balls, and it's picking them up and it's smashing the jars and popping them. It's like, and it's like screaming as its stomach is like imploding on it. And gradually, the rest of you coming in,
yeah.
you all follow up and you see it like breaking every jar, trying to release these pent up memories. It's smashing every single last jar, and it does it. Like, oh.
Doctor, do you have something quick?
Sorry?
I was asking Doctor. Because Elena doesn't want to kill it. She just wants him to stop.
I think this is beyond my normal medical training.
Damn it.
Make an observation, Elena, to see if it is.
Elena, or
Elena. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I want to know if she knows that it is beyond your medical thing or if you're bluffing. I just want the creature to die.
2 6.
Oh, You can try and deceive if you want, Lidwina. Or were you being genuine?
Oh no, I mean, I don't even know what the insides of this thing look like.
No,
Never mind how,
indeed,
never mind
indeed.
how to fix them. I don't even know what's right. So
Yeah. So yeah, you see that Lidwina this is beyond their capacity. And what do you want to do? Sorry. What? Oh, you go. You try and do it. Okay, another observation.
One.
One.
That one there.
And can you two make an observation, please? Elena and Lidwina. In this close.
Nope.
Nothing.
no, not for me.
Elena? No. You just see that you would notice that Ingrid is focused on this creature that's thrashing in the corner. And then it's grabbing at its stomach and its eyes are wide and it turns around and looks at Ingrid and goes, and this basically like vanishes from the inside outwards where its stomach was kind of, and you can see through the creature. And then where its heart was, you can see through the creature and it kind of evaporates into nothing and is dispersed into the air, and all that kind of drops is this kind of, you know, when you set a bin bag on fire and it just goes that kind of those black kind of little bits of motes of plastic that kind of drop down and
Almost like when there's a bonfire and there's just
Yeah,
like little
like
bits
that.
of burning paper or
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
and it flutters away and the creature is no more. And you have saved the town of Leeming Bar from its boggart.
I don't know if I would consider if Elena would consider this as a success.
No. You start making your way back to the town. I'm guessing at this point, walking back, you with the knowledge that something up with that tree, something wrong with that tree, something strange about that tree, and know that it was connected to the forest, the other side of the tracks. And Doctor, you have seen something strange about Elena and Ingrid. Peculiar.
Was it about me too? Because I didn't.
They did. They felt your ankle right in the
Oh,
very
yeah.
beginning. There's something peculiar about both your new compatriots that you've met. And you come back to the place where you've had the most warm welcome at dawn, and you can smell the baking of pies and the cooking of meat. And you go in, and Penelope is there, and you look awful. Let me fetch the tea. And she makes you a cup of tea, and you sit on the sofas. And the strangest thing, you see a rather embarrassed man walk into the cloakroom, pick up a punch card, punch it in the machine, put it back, kind of pick up an apron from the hooks of aprons, tie it around him, and just looks shameful and kind of shifty and kind of off to the kind of factory. And then another, and then another, and you look out the window and you see people returning. People are coming back to Leeming Bar, and the people start sweeping up the wrappers in the hallways, and Penelope comes out with a cup of tea. Her hands are shaking as she sees, you've done it. Paul, they've done it. And Paul comes out covered in flour, as he's like, I've been one of the patients. Like, what? There's Bert, Jeremy, even Graham. Graham's back. Graham's back. They're coming back. And then you kind of walk out onto the street, and you see a rather shifty, embarrassed-looking postman, like emptying this huge post box of mail and stuff. And yeah, and that is the end of our adventure, and that's where we end. And you saved the tale of Vale and Morbury from the Vaesen curse of the Boggart. And
Was there any other way, honestly?
you could have given him a thought. Something good. Something juicy. Could have been something you didn't want as well.
Mm.
It just could have been something awful. It just had to
What
be
about
juicy.
a steak? That's nice and juicy.
That's not putting very much at stake, though, is it? Yeah, that was great. Thank you, folks. That was fun. Very fun to run.
Lidvina is going to write a letter to Mr. Morbury to say that it appears that the problem has been dealt with, but if he wants to have fewer problems with people leaving town in future and talking ill of him and his factory, then firstly, he might want to pay his workers a little more, and secondly, he should make an honest woman out of Penelope, because she's wasting her life, frankly.
Oh, yes. Strongly worded letter. I could imagine this, like, it has a lot of full stops. It is punctuated within an inch of its life.
Yeah, Elena wants back home. Well, she's going to record the whole mission, of course, and put it in a very special section of the library of all missions and what happened and solutions. And she's going to tell to a little lady what happened. Reporting back.
Ingrid would like to know if she can have some pies.
You were sent home with a fresh baked batch of Vale and Morbury pie.
How many are we talking?
You get a fair selection, but you also are now subscribed.
Do you know, I'm thinking of the guy at the manor.
Vilton,
Yeah.
you might offend him.
Oh no, they're for him.
For him, to
Yeah.
fatten him up.
Yeah.
He'll try and fatten up.
Far too skinny.
Okay.
Far too skinny.
As you unfold the little lady, Annie Einhardt's automata, you notice something different about them. The light is dimming in the bulb, in the globe.
Is it nearly the end, my lady?
It says, not much left now. Had to stay till new ones came. You're it. You will continue the work. You will make the peace. You will do the darkest deeds. You will retain the balance. And then it just and flickers out. And it kind of goes limp in your hands. And it's just a doll. A wooden doll connected with rope.
I shall take after you, my lady. Made a mistake today. It will happen.
That's wicked.
You just keep the door like memory and near her.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I like it. Right. Thank you for playing, everyone. That was a very, very fun 6 hours to play with you guys. It was supposed to be a 3 hour, but never mind.
It's a one shot
No,
when you
no.
DM.
Actually, no, it has happened in 3 or 4 adventures.
Okay, when
Out of 3 or 4 out of
Critically Average have done a one shot,
Yeah.
it's happened once that a one shot has been a one shot.
They're not coming out in.
No, that doesn't count
What?
because that's not part of Critically Average. That's my lot. That's
no, that's the one I played with the intro, and I played with these guys.
okay. Fair
And
enough.
we did the space one. That was a one shot. We did the spirit of the
Totacular.
Totacular was nothing to do with me. So
No, critically average, though, isn't it?
Spectacular actually went from a one shot to a mini campaign of 5 parts.